8 remaining. 40-27 with 7:23 on the clock. And the Knights still had that as they came. And 63 assists already in 11 ball games, averaging right around 6 per game. James, are you pumped up for this one?
Man, I am extremely pumped up. You know, there's not an empty seat in the house, and this game is going to be fantastic.
Want to give a special shout out to former Knight Webster Moreland, listening, watching us in Germany. He has to get up at 3:30 in the morning to watch Knights basketball, but the former Knight is an absolute diehard and playing professional basketball overseas. So hello, Webster Moreland.
Hello, Webster. You're in for a good one.
Here we go, about ready to tip it off. Knights and Owls. It's Gaines against Gamblin. Knights working from, or the Owls working from right to left as you see things. First possession, here we go for Oregon Tech. Hunter on the left wing. This Knight crowd going to be active throughout. Forcing one up, baseline Riddle, denied, fell to the floor. Rebound Warner Pacific.
You know, the crowd is wasting no time getting into this basketball game.
Showing them whose house this is. Dane Johnson over on the right wing, now drives under the basket. Baseline has it tipped out by an Owl, but it will remain Warner Pacific basketball with 19 on their shot clock.
You know, and that's the matchup I want to see. I've been hearing a lot about this Bobby Hunter, this freshman from Reno. Him versus Dane Johnson is going to be a big-time matchup.
And Dane was just making his Warner Pacific debut, had only played a couple of games the first time these two teams met. So will it be a breakout affair for Dane here tonight as he meets the Owls for the second time? Reset the shot clock to 16, inbound with 19:24 on the first half clock. Dane Johnson for the Knights against Hunter. Now into the corner, finds Biniam Tadell. Tadell top of the lane with 7. Give it to Harris on the wing. Through the lane he fights, and at the rim, they say a jump ball. Alternating possession, going to keep it with Warner Pacific after the Owls won the tip.
You know, just on a side note, I've never been a big fan of this alternating possession stuff. Throw the ball up.
The Knights keep it alive on their end of the things after they miss a shot. New shot clock. It's at 28 right now. That's the Warner crowd shouting for their team. Top of the lane, Harris down the lane, had it stripped from him, and foul whistle. That's going to be on Bobby Hunter first of the game. Goes to Oregon Tech.
The Knights caught a break on that one. The referee called it on Bobby Hunter instead of Jason Gamblin, and I think we'd rather have that foul on Hunter than Gamblin.
Absolutely. So the inbound pass finds now Johnson, top of the lane for Warner Pacific. In the corner right side, they work it to Tadell. Working hard against Hunter. Turnaround now off the glass and in. Not sure if that's the matchup they want. Biniam Tadell at 6'5" versus Bobby Hunter at 5'8", but that's what he got stuck with.
Smart play in Warner Pacific part. They've seen the matchup and they got the ball to him. He's already got one foul. Tadell scores early.
Turnaround underneath, and Gamblin has tied the basketball game at 2. Just a floater underneath, able to lay it up and in. First basket for Oregon Tech there. Now Gaines works against Jason. Turnaround, too short, but the rebound put back. Biniam Tadell.
Yeah, that's that focus that we were talking about yesterday. That we knew that he didn't have that same focus in yesterday's game because he was preparing for today's game.
Ben was out shooting for hours after last night's ball game and comes out scoring the first 4 for the Knights in this one. Into the far corner, now out on top, Clark, working around to Gomez. Now in the far corner, here's a 3-point basket, left wing by Hunter. No, but the shortest guy on the floor gets to his own rebound, and a new 35 for Oregon Tech. Gain slip perhaps on some sweat. Now it comes inside to Gamblin, who's going to turn. Now Harris over to cover. The initial defense was played by Biniam Tadell, and it's Harris who came over to help, whistled for the personal foul.
Yeah, Gamblin showing some nice footwork for the big fella. We're looking at 6'6", 225, nice little spin move. He's going to be a tough matchup down low. We don't really have anybody that can match that size.
Well, Gamblin will step to the line to shoot for Oregon Tech, and on the season, Gamblin, an 83% free throw shooter. In fact, one of the best on the team for Oregon Tech. We'll check your Cascade Conference scoreboard coming up at our next opportunity. Free throw up and in for Gamblin. He's able to cash in, and we're tied once again at 4. Second tie here early. If this is any indication, it's going to be a barn burner. Top of the lane, Harris, guarded by Gomez. Bouncing out at Tadell just inside the lane. Now we'll move against Riddle. Ben put it up, had his shot blocked, but a little bit more arm than ball on that one, as Scotty Riddle whistled for the personal foul. Second Owl team foul.
Yeah, and Tadell at the line to have an opportunity to score all 6 points of the Warner Pacific Knights. He's really dialed in today. You can see it in his eyes.
Ben with 74% accuracy from the line on the season. Ben's one of those players, he struggles and has a bad game, he feels. He comes out on fire.
Yeah,
6-4 as the Knights go up on free throws from Tadell. He's got all 6. Riddle, right wing, played by Sharp. Now Scotty down the lane, able to lay it up and in. Kept it all the way. He was way out beyond the arc and got into the lane through traffic, and we're tied once again at 6. Sharp. Over on the right wing. Now gives it to Harris. Now Will gets it back. Stephen faked a 3 as he gave it to Will. Now Sharp leans into one. That's short. Rebound Scotty Riddle. Bobby Hunter across the half-court line. He'll bounce it to Gomez. Hunter, back to Clark, back to Hunter. Now David Clark, a 3 on the right wing. Money. First lead of the ball game for Oregon Tech. That's on a David Clark 3, 9-6. Dane Johnson underneath, though, to Gaines. He's able to put him back within 1 of the lay-in. First basket for Gaines. Somebody else besides Ben getting involved in the action.
Once again, Magic Johnson just pushing the ball up the court, finding Gaines underneath the hoop. That's where he's going to make a living.
4 minutes gone. Only a point separates the number 1 and the number 8 teams in the country. Hunter, a 3-point basket, right wing up and in. Hunter says, if you're going to leave me even remotely open, I'll show you why I'm 38% from that distance on the season.
And he's shooting that with a lot of confidence.
Tadell, now he wants a 3. My goodness, Ben with 9 of 12, 9 of 11 for Warner Pacific.
I like what I see from Tadell. This guy, like I said, he is dialed in.
On the right wing for Oregon Tech, here is Riddle. No, check it, that is Gomez. Clark now firing underneath the basket, losing at baseline, that is Riddle. And an Oregon Tech turnover, that officially the first of anybody this ball game. Doug Thomas, Diego Harahone, and Trevon Bowie all in for the Knights. Subs as well for Oregon Tech as Josh Johnson comes in. Also to the bowl game is Brian Sentman, a 6'4 senior. As the Knights sat, Tadell, Johnson, and Gaines. Now in the right wing corner, it's Bowie with it, working around the horn, perimeter. We're talking Trevon Bowie over on the right wing. Now baseline it comes. Here's Will Sharp through traffic, deflected though to Trevon Bowie. 3-point basket, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped by Harris, taken by Johnson of OIT. 12-11, Oregon Tech lead by a point. Knights again undefeated on their home court coming into this contest, 10-0. Here's a baseline jumper by Johnson that rattles out, no. Oregon Tech 7-1 away from home. Their lone loss on the road last night at Concordia. Sharp to Bowie in the left wing corner. Underneath to Harris, put it too far in front of him and off his fingertips and out of bounds.
Yeah, trying to feed the post. Just led him a little bit too much. Trying to go inside, which is not a bad idea when you have Stephen Harris playing the way he's playing.
Jordan Keeley, 6'2 junior, in along with Alex Zerbach, the 6'5 junior for OIT. 14:06 remaining, comes inside to Zerbach, and now out on the wing to Johnson. Back inside Zerbach, he'll play catch with Sentman. Now here's Hunter, wants a 3, not going to shoot it. Now over in the left wing corner, an attempt baseline by Johnson, no, but an offensive rebound keeps it alive for Oregon Tech. Hunter another 3, back iron, no. Bodies in the lane to get their rebounds for their own teams. Refs overrule each other and say Warner Pacific basketball after the referee closest to it first said Oregon Tech.
Yeah, and the referees are working together, and that's what you got to do. Work together to get the call right. No one has to make sure that they are right all the time. Just look at your partner. If he has something different, you communicate, get the call right. Too big of a game to have an ego.
13:30 remaining in the first half, 12-11 Oregon Tech. Here's Stephen Harris. Will take Zerbach on one-on-one. Dish out 3 right wing. Bowie 0 of 2 from that distance. Rebound Oregon Tech. Johnson's got another for the Owls, his second. Now Hunter almost had another look at 3. Instead, he'll work it around to Keeley. Now here's Sentiment, a jumper just inside the three-point line in the far corner on the right wing. 14-11, still just a 3-point advantage for Oregon Tech. Sharp around a Harris screen, now gets rid of it to Thomas on the wing. Thomas cuts to the foul line, stripped by Hunter. Steal. Here's Bobby, 1-on-3 to lay it up and in. Oregon Tech now with a 5-point advantage. And Oregon Tech has scored back-to-back buckets to go on top by 5. It was 12-11. Now an entry pass to Thomas, works his way down low, turnaround off the glass, no good, but the rebound draws a foul. That one against Hunter across the arm. Bobby Hunter's second personal foul already.
You know, and Coach Valentine, he has his rotation set, which has been working for him all year long, and I have no problem with it. Today was a day that if you're going to get away from your rotation, you might do it today. Tadell was playing really well in the beginning of the game, and we haven't scored since he's been out. So hopefully he'll stay hot when he comes back in.
Fred Korpening is in for Oregon Tech, the 6'4 freshman. Diego Harahone, Stephen Harris sit for the night. Back in Biniam Tadell and Sean Gaines, joined by Dane Johnson, Doug Thomas, and Travon Bowie. That's the 5 out on the floor right now for Coach Jared Valentine. Foul shot by Thomas, both of them in, and Warner Pacific within 3 at 16-13. Oh boy, I'm feeling the sweat once again that I felt last week at Concordia. It's heating up in here.
Yeah, no doubt. It was so hot that Sean Gaines took his undershirt off while he was sitting on the bench.
Korpening with it over on the left wing. Now in the corner to Johnson. Zerbach, left wing, bounce it into the hands of Korpening, but now the ball loose on the right wing. Zerbach in a tie-up with the Knights. Gaines try to tip it, taken by Oregon Tech. Just 6, though, on the shot clock. Here's a jumper taken by Korpening from the foul line. No. Oregon Tech 54% to start. Gaines underneath a high percentage bucket. Gaines with his second basket tonight, and the Knights within a point again at 16-15. So after Oregon Tech scored back-to-back buckets, Knights answer, and it's back to 1.
Nice no-look pass by Magic Johnson down the court to Sean Gaines.
Over in the far corner, that's Keeley struggling with it, gets rid of it. Now a 3-point basket attempted by Zerbach off the rim, no. Offensive rebound by Oregon Tech as they lead that category by a slim advantage. Johnson underneath gets a bucket down low for Oregon Tech. Johnson had missed his 2 baskets before. Johnson through the lane, gives to Gaines. They say an offensive foul. Gaines hit the floor. Johnson sent to the floor.
Good defensive play by Zerbach. You know, he's in there, he's got position. He flops a little bit, but hey, you get the call. Great defensive play.
A slew of substitutions coming for Oregon Tech. Our first time out with 11 minutes remaining from Portland. It's Oregon Tech 18, Warner Pacific 15 on Warner Pacific Knights Web Radio and Cascade Conference Television.
Warner Pacific College Knights basketball is heard live on Knights 24/7, an around-the-clock network exclusive to your Knights. Heard all the time at WPCKnights.com. There are even more ways to listen, via your smartphone, a variety of streaming media players, or right from the website. And we're seen on Cascade Conference Television. Don't miss a game because you can't be there. Follow the men and women of Warner Pacific on the court here at Knights 24/7.
These are just some of the reasons why Warner Pacific College was named one of the best values. Convenient, accelerated, and affordable.
Warner Pacific was in a great location, worked with my schedule, and was a great value for the education I received.
The teachers truly care about the student's success. It's a great feeling to know that so many people stand behind you and strive for you to succeed.
It's never too late to follow your dreams. go for it.
Warner Pacific's adult degree program. Visit adp.warnerpacific.edu today.
From tip to buzzer, all the play-by-play is right here on Warner Pacific Nights Web Radio.
Jeremy Scott, my partner tonight, James Broadus. Glad to be along with you from Portland. C.C. Perry, Jim Bart, Valentine Court. And it's a 3-point advantage for Oregon Tech after our first series of the basketball game. Just under 11 minutes remaining. Back into the game, Hunter, Clark, Gomez, Gamblin, and Riddle. Their starters are all back in for Coach Danny Miles. Top of the lane, 3-point basket. David Clark nailed it. Clark, his second three of the early goings, 21-16. That's the 21-15, the largest for OIT. Knights out front. Here's Ben Tiddell feeling hot with those 9 points. Over on the right wing, Johnson now to Tiddell. Will turn against Gamblin for the jumper. Boy, when he's feeling it, he's feeling it.
And he's feeling it today, that's for sure.
Ben Tiddell now perfect 4 of 4 from the field with 11. Knights trail by 4. 3-point basket, though, again, they can't continue to give that up to Clark. That is his third 3-point basket of this first half. Clark shoots 38% from that distance. That's got to get a clue. Top of the lane, here's Ben Tiddell with it. Down the middle he goes, hooks it up against Riddle, draws the foul. Ben taking it aggressive. And Ben we've seen him strap the team on his back in several occasions when nobody else is stepping up.
Yeah, well, he has that look tonight like nobody can guard me. And when you have a player that has that attitude that nobody on this team can guard me, that's a dangerous situation. On the defensive end, the Owls are getting the ball into the middle of the zone. Once they get the ball in the middle, the 2 guards up top are collapsing, and that leaves open shots for the guys around the perimeter. They're going to have to make some type of adjustment because, like you said, they cannot continue to give up that 3-point shot.
Brian Sentman back in for OIT. Ben made the first shot. Missed the first shot, made the second. Knights within 6 at 24-18. Oregon Tech basketball controlled by Gomez. Now gives to Hunter between the rings. Hunter to Clark, back to Bobby. Played by Will Sharp. To the foul line, Gamblin. Back out on top. Gomez drives, floats it up and in from the foul line. First bucket for Kyle Gomez. 26-18. And Oregon Tech all of a sudden out to an 8-point advantage, their largest.
They're shooting the ball really well. I mean, everybody who's touching the ball, everybody is putting it up. The shots have a chance of going in.
Oregon Tech almost 60% from the field. Knights not too shabby, 50%, but they need more attempts. Turn around by Ben Tiddell off the rim, no. Ben's first miss tonight. Now bounce it to Clark. Down on the baseline to Sentman. Touch pass from Gamblin out on the wing right side. Now underneath and down again to Gamblin. Score it and he's fouled. Boy, it's not hard to miss the Hooter rooting section here. They call them the Hooters.
The Hooters.
The Hooters. And they're all in their pink shirts, but they were cheering right there as their big guy got it inside and scored. Gamblin to complete the 3-point play. He's got 6 with that make, and Oregon Tech up by 10.
Yeah, well, it's obvious to see that Oregon Tech had prepared for this game. Now, I don't know what they saw last night in Concordia, but they have prepared to play against the Warner Pacific Knights.
And Jared Valentine would like a 30-second timeout, and probably great timing for that, as the Owls have their largest lead of the ball game. Cascade Conference scoreboard. We'll give you the action furthest along, and that's in Caldwell between College of Idaho and Northwest. It's the Eagles trying not to be upset by 9th place College of Idaho, 43-32. That's the score. That has 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. Eastern Oregon and Northwest. Eastern formerly nationally ranked. Northwest trying not to be upset as well. Actually, Eastern Oregon is not playing Northwest. They're playing Evergreen State, and it's 5-2. We check that action. And Southern Oregon with a 19-7 lead at Concordia with 13 minutes or so remaining in the first half. Here, 8:45 on the clock, 29-18 Oregon Tech. Ben Tiddell to tee up a 3 off the back iron, no. Knights trying to fight for the board, but Harris couldn't get it for the Knights. Hunter now falls down in the lane. Biniam Tadell picks it up, pushes it ahead. Knights don't have numbers. 2 on 3. They'll slow it. But they leave Will Sharp wide open. He'll tee up a 3 on the right wing. That's off the rim. No. Rebound Oregon Tech. Boy, Knights just not seeing shots fall their favor right now. Baseline lost Oregon Tech. Gomez under the pressure of Will Sharp, who was hassling the whole way. He and the referee have a conversation down the floor.
And also under the pressure of the Warner Pack fan club. That's a lot of pressure over there in that situation. They're letting him have it over there.
It is a capacity crowd as expected here tonight. Will Sharp with it from Gaines. Now moves left of the lane. Top of the lane, Harris. Look inside for Tadell. Back to Will on top. Half gone on the shot clock. Gaines calling for it down low against Gomez, but he's covered well. Dane Johnson through a crowd, laying short. Rebound, Oregon Tech. Winning the rebounding battle here early, 10-7 are the Owls. Gomez, check it, Clark, now down low to Sentman baseline. Gamblin kick it out on the perimeter. And another wide open three-point look. This time, it's Kyle Gomez.
Yeah, once again, they are spreading out this zone, and they're moving the ball around the perimeter really fast, and the Knights did not cover the three-point shooters right now.
Tech 5 of 8 from the three-point line. Knights work it into Harris. A turnaround baseline attempt, no, just not working for the Knights here. Outlet an offensive rebound to Will Sharp for a 3, no. Knights 6 of 18, under 35% from the field. Here's Clark back over to Gomez. My goodness. I'm speechless, James, right now. They are the number 1 team in the country, but I think the Knights are mystified right now.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, you don't expect that a team to come in on the road shooting like this in your gym.
Three-point basket. Dane Johnson gets the Knights somewhat back into it with a cha-ching. Warner Pacific second triple tonight.
And I think Dane Johnson is a guy, he's going to have to be the catalyst. I believe if Warner's going to get back in this, Dane Johnson's going to have a part to play.
Sentman underneath scores, and Jared Valentine says now a full timeout, please and thank you. 6:21 remaining. It's 37-21 Oregon Tech on Warner Pacific Knights Web Radio and Cascade Conference Television.
WPCKnights.com is your one-stop shop for everything in Warner Pacific College athletics. Follow our teams on the courts, fields, and fairways. Learn about players and coaches. We have schedules, game recaps, bios, and special features. You can also listen and watch Knights games on our website. Plus, follow athletics real-time on Facebook and Twitter. You'll find everything Warner Pacific at WPCKnights.com.
I'm a champion, realize Shaq's mechanism. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hi, Shaquille O'Neal for Rad. This is not your normal PSA. Don't be stupid. Don't drink and drive. If you're gonna go out and have a good time, it's fine. But designate a driver to drive home. Let's stop the madness. Don't drink and drive.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Stream us online in many ways at WPCKnights.com. This is Warner Pacific Knights Web Radio.
37-21, a 16-point advantage for Oregon Tech. Their largest has been 17. Knights with Sharp, sent him through the lane, attacks the basket and scores it off the glass. Ryan Parks in for the Knights joined by Thomas, Tadell, Harris, and Will Sharp. Oregon Tech basketball. Keeley with it, bounce it over on the left wing. A travel whistle against the Tech's Kyle Gomez. And a turnover. Knights would love to kind of see the momentum slide back in their favor.
Yeah, that's why you bring in guys like Ryan Parks and Dougie Fresh, because they can hit big-time threes. And again, we talked about it before. It's not always how many shots you take, but when you hit them. And these guys can hit big threes, and that's what they need right now.
5.5 remaining, down 14. Will Sharp directs traffic. Guarded by Keeley. Now we'll look to get it inside to Tadell. Gets it to him, goes right around Johnson. Ben attacks the rim, but had his shot deflected at the rim. And is fouled, so he'll go to the line and shoot. At the foul on Johnson, he is first personal and 5th Oregon Tech team foul.
See, that's what happens when you're shooting the ball well. Tadell is shooting the ball well, so now you have to honor his. Josh Johnson had to honor the jump shot. Tadell, knowing that, gave him the fake. Head fake went right around him, and now he's at the free throw line.
Scotty Riddle and Alex Zerbach returning for the Owls. First shot was made by Tadell, and his second attempt now. Been 4 of 5 from the line tonight. Makes that next one. Bin with 14 first half points for the Knights. Boy, I'd hate to see what this one would look like without that.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Hunter across the timeline, picked up by Parks. Now get over the hands of Keeley on the right wing. Back to Hunter. Bobby played by Ryan Parks once again. Zerbach. Back out to Hunter, 18 on the shot clock. Bounce it over to Keeley, bounce it in the right lane, now to Johnson. Back out on top with a pass to Hunter. Turnaround foul line jumper, deflected. Zerbach, and they say foul. Looked more ball here than hand, but referees were closer to the action and whistle that one on the Knights. Biniam Tadell is second.
Yeah, and Tadell looked over at the referee and nodded his head like good call, so he agreed on it. He agreed with it, and we've seen Tadell not agree with some calls, but so I must believe that was a good call.
Sean Gaines back in for the Knights. It will be Tadell who sits, and David Clark, who's 3 of 3 from the three-point line with 9 up off the bench. So the Knights will have to make sure they cover him.
And that's going to hurt with Tadell picking up his second foul coming out.
Both free throws missed by Zerbach. Knights the rebound, push it ahead. Dougie attack the rim, does Thomas. Shovel it off to Sean Gaines, and one. Thank you very much. Underneath, Gaines staying with it, and fouled by Zerbach in the process. His first, 6th Oregon Tech team foul, and Gaines to step to the line to complete a three-point play.
Yeah, very acrobatic three-point play. That's just athleticism that you can't coach.
Free throw no good. But it brings the Knights within 10 at 37-27. Underneath, another basket. This by Josh Johnson, who was literally ineffective. Not even sure if he played in the first matchup. I don't think he did. I don't remember it. But he's got 2 baskets here at Oregon Tech with a 12-point advantage here on the road. Sharp with it just inside the three-point line. Now handed off to Harris. Right down the lane with a nifty move. And that almost found its way to the bottom of the net, but it rolled off the rim. We got a foul whistled on Scotty Riddle. That's his 3rd personal foul. He may have to have his playing time watched sparingly.
Yeah, and then, the referee took a while to call that. I think each ref thought the other ref was going to call it. When it didn't happen, the ref closest to the ball did finally make the call.
Stephen Harris' first shot rolls out of the rim. He's a 77% free throw shooter. Back into the ball game is Sentman.
We haven't called Stephen Harris's name too much today. We need him to step up and have a big game.
Stephen maybe is a bit sicker than he was last night or something. We don't know necessarily what's going on with him, but he was sick going into the weekend, so perhaps he's just not feeling up to it tonight after the monster effort last night.
The monster effort, you're right.
Another 3, the 4th of the half by Clark.
He's at the point now to wherever he is on the court, you have to guard him. Sometimes you think, he's not going to shoot from there, but the way he's shooting the basketball, he can shoot from anywhere tonight. 38
plus percent on the season for Clark, and he's made the Knights pay. 14-point advantage with under 4 to play. Sharp now directs traffic for the Knights left of the lane. Around a screen by Gaines, still dribbling with it out front. Goes around the much bigger Josh Johnson, now handed off to Gaines. An offensive foul, he didn't even move, it appeared, says Sean. And up the left elbow runs into the opposing player, and that's an offensive foul.
Anytime you extend the arm, even though a little bit and he flopped, anytime you extend the arm, you're going to get that call.
Dane Johnson for Ryan Parks in the lineup. Oregon Tech finding some perspiration that needs to be wiped up. Back in the game for Oregon Tech is Gamblin. 3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in this first half. 42-28 our score. Oregon Tech has led by as much as 17 points in the contest. On the inbound pass, tipped right back to Bobby Hunter by Clark. Here comes Bobby up the court. Swarm, fan sticking over and back. Knights tip it way ahead. That's Harris. There's a way to be active. Stephen Harris tipping up ahead to Will Sharp, and the Knights within 12. Sharp, his second basket.
Yeah, Knights trap right there at half court. Gets a steal, easy baskets. That's what gets you back in the game, easy baskets.
Clark, another three-point basket, this time right of the lane with two guys on him, and he netted it. My goodness! 5 of 5 with 15 points for Clark.
Wow, unbelievable.
It's a 15-point advantage for Tech now. Between the rings, Sharp. Give it to Dane Johnson on the right wing. Johnson drive to the baseline where he's cut off. Now bounce it into Gaines. Turn against Gamblin. Gaines going to fight through. Now give it to Johnson in the corner. Dane through 3. Owls gives it to Harris, top of the lane. Kick out of the near corner. Now to Thomas from Sharp. The 3, no. Rebound tipped, and a foul on Warner Pacific after the rebound. Whistled on Stephen Harris, and that's his second personal foul.
Yeah, and I don't like what I see in the Knights' body language. Two of their players are having a little bit of discussion, a little bit more than just a regular discussion. Right now, when you start to lose, you get frustrated, but you got to stay together as a team.
Diego Harahone off the bench for the Knights. Now on the right wing, here's Bobby Hunter. Will Sharp all over him, but he still made it. I don't think Will could have got up on him more. He guarded him like a glove, and Bobby Hunter still nailed the 3. It's the 9th of the first half by Oregon Tech. Harris, though, picks up the ball in the lane at the other end for Warner Pacific, puts in a basket, and a foul on the inbound by Dane Johnson.
Wow, they are shooting the ball like never before. I mean, everybody that fires up a 3 is going in for them. You know, and one of the things that you can hang your hat on as a Warner Pacific player is that you don't imagine this is going to continue in the second half. But you just got to make sure you get out of this first half within striking distance.
72% from the field, 75% from the three-point line for the Owls.
They're shooting 72% from the field.
18 of 25, and Hunter gets a rub on the head as he sits with 8.
Great. Goobly woobly.
Back in is Keeley. What did you just say?
Great goobly woobly. When you shoot 72% from the field, regular words can't describe it. Just great goobly woobly will describe it.
First foul shot by Clark. His first basket besides a three-point basket. Up and in, but the Knights don't box out for the rebound. Offensive putback and one for Gamblin. Boy, a major swing for the Owls here as a chance to get 5 in a single possession.
Wow. I don't know how long you can have Tadeo out. He's playing too well right now. He's pretty much the only spark that we have, and I know he has 2 fouls, but you can't hold on hoping that he's going to not get that third foul.
Knights made a change, didn't see who sat, but Harahone's in. Free throw up, 52-32. A 5-point play for Oregon Tech, just inside of 2 minutes here to make the score 52-32, their largest. Knights come up empty at the other end. Oregon Tech basketball. Clark, with his 16 first half points, gives to Keeley. Now to Gomez between the rings. Back over to Keeley, left wing. 21 on the shot clock. Played by Johnson as it comes down baseline. Now back out on top. Keeley open for a moment for 3. Baseline now. Zerbacher. Sentman passes out of it. Gamblin another basket using a bit of backboard to put that one up and in. 22-point lead for the Tech Owls, 54-32. Now Dane Johnson on the left wing, in the corner to Thomas, back to Dane. Under a minute now to play for the half. Johnson trying to move by Gamblin on a mismatch, now inside to Gaines for a turnaround hook, no. There's Harahone the rebound, big block from behind after the foul whistled. That was by Gomez. And the foul called on Gamblin. First personal foul, 8th team foul on either team, and Diego Harahone shoots from the foul line on the season 58%. He'll step to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, and try to get something positive going into the second half. When you're playing like this, towards the end of the first half, you just want to get something positive, build a little